Born James Porter on the 14th of May 1981 in the district of King's Cross in London, England, James stands at 5 foot and 8 inches or 1.73 meters and weighs at 154 pounds or 70 kilos. Growing up, James wasn't exactly an exceptional student in school. Relatable. Although aptitude tests showed his natural ability to excel in the science field. Through encouragement from school faculty and his parents, he was approved for an unorthodox manner of education from tutoring, homeschooling, and field science. Doing exceptionally well in his break from formal studies, he quickly developed skills in chemistry, biology, and maths. During James's gap year after finishing school, he had no interest whatsoever in pursuing a formal university education. Instead, he enlisted into the British Army. But due to his age, he made a fake ID so the recruiters didn't go to his parents to ask for permission. After completing basic training, James was then stationed in Belfast, Ireland, but found the posting to be a bit dull. Following the March 2007 treaty, which is the St. Andrews Agreement that consists of an agreement between the British and Irish governments and Northern Ireland's political parties to power share the region with it being devolved of power, James would go on to join the army boxing team as a middleweight. But with the army rules not being bent, it wasn't always a good fit. But it was offset by the diverse range of training and experiences the army life gave him. While James has been scolded for breaking rules, he was quickly recognized by his superiors for both his innovation and strategic perspective. He was then encouraged to join the SAS, in which he did so successfully. At some point in time, James would adopt and raise a daughter. In 2015, he would go on to be recruited to Team Rainbow. In the years to come, he'd go on to participate in numerous missions for the team and grew to be popular among fellow operatives and considered to be valuable even if he was showing signs of reckless behavior at times. In 2022, he was placed on Team Carly for the 6th Invitational. After the event was over, Carly offered James and his fellow team to join Nighthaven and leave Team Rainbow, to which they accepted. Ella was questioning her decision to leave, however, but James had a little talk to her and told her it took guts for her to follow her heart. Then takes off his mask and welcomes her to the Nighthaven team. Months later, Porter and fellow Nighthaven men would be accompanied by a fellow Nighthaven operative, Grim, when they discover an unconscious guard outside the Nighthaven facility. It was hit hard but would live. They begin to hear shit kick off inside the facility, and Grim tells Smoke to withdraw his men and enters alone. He tracks down the intruder and it turns out to be Nock. After an intense battle sequence, Nock gets away and Grim questions who wants what's on the data key. Just like Sledge, James had a psychological assessment performed on him by former director of Rainbow, Harry Pandy, and Carly. His psychological profile describes him as a thrill seeker with very little regard for his own safety. He's fearless in battle and is a great asset for defensive maneuvers, but he seems to enjoy the havoc and chaos of war a little too much. He tends to have an odd sense of humor in stressful situations. He can be narcissistic. James prefers to gather knowledge and skills, like language and music, on his own accord as he doesn't excel in a formal training capacity. The first chunk of Harry Pandy's psychological report on James reads as follows. It's important for me to not have any preconceived expectations before I face-to-face with any specialist. Since assessments of specialist James Smoke Porter contain some contradictions, I couldn't have settled into any viewpoint anyway. So essentially he entered my office as somewhat of a mystery. Pretty self-explanatory that one, but basically, he doesn't like to expect anything from someone he's never seen face to face from previous reports, which is pretty respectable. The second chunk reads as follows. Porter is consistently described as detached. I reviewed his files and found that his aloofness occurs during high intensity situations. It's likely not detachment, but focus. I'm reminded of my uncle who used to tap his forehead and tell me to master my mind. Porter, I think, is mastering his mind to stay on task and filter out dangerous distractions. He strives to keep emotions away from decision making, opting for outlets such as live music events to deplete the tension, thus enabling him to be the person he needs to be on the job. Aloofness meaning distant. It's just James's way of coping with things when it comes to stress. The third chunk reads as follows. It's clear that Porter's parents encouraged him to be a free spirit and develop his education and personality on his own terms. While it resulted in some unfortunate mishaps, one science experiment left some physical scars but no emotional ones that I could see. There was a great benefit in it. Porter's free-range education helped create a complex, dynamic person who isn't easily categorized. He learns at his own pace. Which school systems learn this? But I digress. The fourth chunk of text reads, Porter is popular among his teammates and considered valuable despite some recklessness. Descriptions such as thrill seeker and fearless seem simplistic to me, however. There's more nuance to Porter than that. He's measured and understands calculated risks. Porter and our other operators understand that it's more important to respect fear than to try to pretend you never feel it. He's praising him for using his brain. The final chunk of text reads, self-taught from an early age, Porter continues to spend time cultivating his own identity. He enjoys acquiring experiences and once he's mastered them, moves on. The exception is his adopted daughter. He would only share one photo of her. I've never seen an infant surrounded by so much dangerous paraphernalia. But Porter assures me she is now in high school, excelling within the system he himself was unable to comprehend. Through her, he sees the world in new ways, exactly the kind of challenge he adores. Being a father changes you, that's all I've heard. Carly made a psychological report in the form of a voice recording that states the following. Porter is a difficult man to pin down. Change seems to be his defining trait, and he always seeks to push boundaries. In hindsight, I'm surprised he didn't join us sooner. Smoke is very private about his daughter. The details about her current status and location will remain confidential, but he'll be pleased to know she can be extracted at a moment's notice. Self-explanatory once again. Sledge has some very interesting lore to him. The scar on his face makes him look like a damn badass. Do you think Smoke changing from Team Rainbow to Nighthaven was the right move for him? Let me know in the comments below. That's everything so far for the lore of Smoke. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new for more content like this. And I will see you legends in the next one. Peace.